When I was a nursing student in the late 1960s, I did part of an OB rotation at the Florence Crittenton Home for Unwed Mothers.
When you were here, you were it for everything, and you served as a counselor, as the clinic physician, as the delivering physician.
I am grateful that they were here when I needed them. Those were very important relationships. We were growing up together.
Many of them were glad to be here. It was an opportunity to continue their pregnancy in a supportive environment and to maintain their education.
There weren't very many people they could talk to, so we did provide a service in a time that was very punitive, actually, toward pregnancy out of wedlock and single motherhood.
The youngest girl I delivered, I think, was 11. This particular young lady was sitting on the curb with tears in her eyes. And she said, "I don't understand anything about what's happening."
We went from a residential home to now a school program with the Child Care Center.
I started in 1984 when the school opened. It opened at Baker Middle School. Denver Public Schools had just kind of given us a quiet nod, says, yeah, you go ahead and start the program. We'll provide the location. In those days, we did everything. I mean, we were the cook, we were the janitor, we were the babysitter, we were the nurse. There was no model at that, back in the 80s about what a teen parent, community-based teen parent program would be like. We listed all the things that we dreamed that a teen program could be. This campus, the school as it is today, is a manifestation of everything that was on that chart.
When I started working here in 1989, the Florence Crittenton School was in a very small place on the first floor of a transitional housing program. We found this building on South Zunai Street here in Denver. It's a perfect location for so many of the young women who want to get a high school diploma.
The board of Florence Crittenton Services was strongly committed to the strategic partnership that existed with DPS.
It was quite straightforward to convince our colleagues to include the funding of the high school for Florence Crittenton. And at the same time, Sue and her team were working really hard to raise another $2.7 million to provide the wraparound services.
I think one of the very unique aspects of Florence Crittenton is the public-private partnership that exists.
Florence Crittenton Services was one of the original partners with Mile High United Way 125 years ago. We have always kept that mission at heart, that how do we empower these young moms, and whether it is workforce development, whether it's early childhood training, we have never lost sight of the importance of these young moms.
Many years later, I had the opportunity to join the board of the Florence Crittenton Services of Colorado.
The girls are inspiring, and their children are beautiful. And FloCrit's there for them, and I hope it continues.
It's a privilege and an honor to have been able to work here, and it's blessed my life very much.
Happy anniversary.